Breaking news story coming to you live from Indigo Chameleon. It's time for everybody's favorite homebrewing show, Homebrew and Brew with you.
With you.
And you.
Hi, everybody. Hopefully you are having an amazing Thursday. It's Thursday. We lose track of our days and our times. And
time's a social construct, and we're not engineers.
But we are all hanging out tonight because, number one, if you weren't watching us, we would probably...
That tastes so bad. Why do you put lemon in your water?
I think it tastes really good.
It's so bad.
You don't...
I
How
don't
much
like
did you
it.
put in?
Not like a normal amount, like the amount you put in.
Normal people don't sit at home and put lemon in their water.
Accurate, because lemon in your water is disgusting.
Hi.
Gross.
So Indigo and I are doing a intermittent fasting program. If you want to keep abreast of us and all of our pain, you can actually find information about it on the Discord.
Discord. Here, I can write Discord.
There's this amazing little app that allows you to fast with friends and have a little circle of people, and it's fun things like you can just like sort of tap an emoji, and some of the emojis are like, I'm absolutely miserable at the moment.
I feel
really
like
angry.
crap.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
And
I
some
love
other
to
things
eat
too,
all
but-
the time.
I know you do, and I don't know where it goes. I'm a little jealous.
In the
So
last 4 years, I've put on 50 pounds, okay? Calm down.
yes, but it looks so good on you.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so so you can actually follow us on the Discord. There's a health and wellness channel. You can come and hang out there.
I was super smart about this whole thing because what I decided to do was, because he was doing this like 20 on, 20 off, 4 on, I don't know, like 4 hours of eating window, whatever. Anyway, so I was like, cool. I'll just jump right in and do that too because, you know, whatever. And then, so I had lunch and I decided I was going to go from 12 to 4. I was like, okay, cool. I'll eat from 12 to 4. I'll have lunch. I'll have a little bit like right after work when I tend to get really hungry. So I'll have a little bit and then I'll go till the next day. And it would work out great because tomorrow at work, there's a big like culture day thing where everybody brings in all these amazing food from all over the world. And I was like, cool, this 12 to 4 window is going to get me right in there. I'm going to eat all this amazing food. Well, then I got really busy at work after lunch and like forgot to eat during my 4-hour window because I was busy. And all of a sudden it was like 4:41 and I hadn't eaten anything else. And I was like, good, this messes up everything. So I was like, okay, 24-hour fast, yeah. And so this may have been a terrible idea.
Al is actually pretending to not be the big bird that crashes through your door.
Uh-huh.
And now, instead of telling you to rest, he's going to shove a cupcake in your mouth and then tell you to rest.
Yep.
So,
I'm going to attack you with a burrito and then make you a burrito.
Stop saying burrito.
Oh my god, a burrito sounds so good right
Burrito
now.
sounds amazing.
I'm updating my circle.
But anyway, I can't have like normal stuff in my drink. I can have lemon water. I had some apple cider vinegar, like a little shot, because I was supposed to have that. But lemon in water is yucky.
I put it in there all the time.
It's
I love
gross.
it. And now supposedly this fast has taught me that like that was the right thing to do. Hi everybody, we've got some cool stuff coming up here on Indigo Chameleon. Unfortunately, tomorrow night's Crab Truckers 2, Truckin' Through Time, due to some hard scheduling coming up this week and a loss of a cast member, we are having to postpone that episode. Also because we could really use some sleep.
Sleep. What's that?
But I think I'm going to see if I can.
Someone died.
No one died. Okay. No stream on the channel tomorrow night. One's here. Because I love Crab Truckers and I love Crab Truckers 2. But we're not going to be doing Crab Truckers 2 tomorrow. However,
I love Crab Truckers 3 and it hasn't happened yet.
on Sunday, we have another episode of Fandemonium. And I think Aubrey Faith is playing. Gypsy is playing. I think Tinker is playing. I think somebody else is going to be playing, maybe. Boop. And then it's set in the Firefly universe, so please tune in for that. And then Tuesday, God willing and the creek don't rise, with a new updated camera software that we have been sort of tech and troubleshooting around the clock. We're going to have our tabletop 5e game set. So come and join us for Wonder as we sort of do a brief recap of what happened in the episode, the parts that you did see, and then jump right into the action once again. So big changes coming to the Wonder Crew that not even they're aware of yet. So you're going to want to tune into that on Tuesday.
You should tell us all about these changes right now.
You should. I don't like change.
We fear change. So tune in for that. Now, enough of this horse malarkey.
Please stop changing the subject. What are we changing?
Changes. What are the changes?
Who here's talked about dead characters and differences and things like that?
Wait, you can't talk about changes and then say dead characters.
Tonight we're homebrewing the subrace of wizard set within the Potterverse.
The
subclass of wizard, the Ravenclaw class, and I brought two of the greatest minds on the planet that are filled with Harry Potter lore, and then
they just only eaten like once in the past,
and then they canceled. So I brought Al and Tracy.
I messed up your joke on purpose.
You did.
Fine.
Okay, so let's start at the top. Ravenclaw is going to be a subclass of wizard. I think it pairs well. It's
so we
Slytherin,
have a
Hufflepuff,
and a Slytherin.
And those are the only three that matter.
And the Ravenclaws tend to pair well with
very tired Ravenclaw.
With Gryffindor. So what are some of the? Who cares about Gryffindor?
No.
Let's see.
Wow.
Dead characters is my specialty. Oh no, Audie, that was terrible. Why would you say that?
Wow.
So we should talk about what makes a Ravenclaw a Ravenclaw.
Yes.
And not a writing desk. What makes a Ravenclaw who they are?
Well, they're highly intelligent.
Highly intelligent.
Yes.
Okay. Is that all that makes a Ravenclaw a Ravenclaw?
No, they're very studious and dedicated and committed to solving problems with their intellect and probably some books.
Okay. Dedicated. Books.
So they're a wizard, Harry.
They're a wizard, Harry. All right, so what do we want to do? What are some special things that we can do?
Just give them all the power. It's really the smartest thing because they're very intelligent and they'll probably solve your problems correctly.
Okay, you want to give a Ravenclaw all the power, but okay. These are great
It makes
ideas.
sense
For the Hufflepuffs, we had things like locate object, so maybe we could have advantage on Arcana checks. That seems so base though. Like it seems sort of boring.
That's incredible. No, some might argue that Ravenclaws are, by their very nature, slightly less interesting than
what about
the
the
others.
ability to cast Identify and Detect Magic once a day without using a spell slot or a ritual casting?
Ooh.
Give it to them as a ritual without needing the material components.
I'm good with that. Okay,
But
ritualistic
still like a
casting.
10-minute ritual?
Yeah, but you don't need your rather expensive pearl.
Yeah, ritualistic
Yeah, except
casting.
who makes you actually have that pearl? I don't think I've ever played...
Me. If it's got a gold
Dear-
cost on it, you need it.
Dear Billy, you are the best at CM. You never make us use material components. Okay, ritualistic casting of Detect Magic and Identify once a day without material components. Chat, hit us up. Chat's not really showing up on this screen, but we'll switch over to
Yeah, I got it.
this.
I've got it up.
Let us know, any Ravenclaws out there or Potterheads that want to talk about what makes a Ravenclaw a Ravenclaw. One of the cool features that we came up with a Hufflepuff was the pool of hug points that a Hufflepuff can get. And their ability to conjure. So do we have something along the lines of conjure food and drink?
Text.
Or like,
What is the, like, being able to read
How
other
dare.
languages or interpret text? There's a whole thing about that.
comprehend language.
Comprehend languages.
Do we want to give them the ability to comprehend any language?
Yeah, that's probably a little too.
OP?
Probably a little.
Like through sheer willpower alone,
Just-
they're able to comprehend languages.
Just slightly, you know.
Okay.
Whatever.
How about this? I would be fine with giving them like a few extra languages. Like if you choose
Yes.
the Ravenclaw subclass.
Well, because
like,
if you got like Thoe has like all like library background, scholar background, she gets extra languages because of that.
what if we made it something like after an hour of study, you can understand the basics of a language?
Sure. Here, I'm gonna look up wizard.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Spells. So I can kind of look through
1
it
hour
here.
of study grants you the ability to understand the basics of a language. Right?
So they're Uhura.
They're Uhura. Yeah, essentially. Like, but it takes you an hour study, so it's not like you're in a dungeon and be like, all right, why don't you guys take a little nappy, have some orange slices, and I will
enjoy
start
your
working
short
with
rest.
Enjoy your short rest.
I can explain the syntax and get the general gist.
We'll call it what is the syntax syndrome. Syntax syndrome. I like this.
That's why it's making all that noise. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have the ritualistic casting of detect, magic, and identify. 1 hour of study, or the syntax syndrome, allowing you to understand the basics of a written language or spoken language.
Should they be able to cast like message? Would message have something to do with? Because they are a little know-it-all.
We could give them animal messenger, but as a paper plane. They have to write it down and fold it up as a paper plane.
I'm so down with this. Animal messenger as a paper plane. Ronald
I was just
Weasley.
Gonna say, absolutely. Only screamers.
How dare you?
Howlers, not screamers.
How?
They're
No,
called
that's
howlers.
something else.
Yep.
That's yep.
I said it and I was like, okay, God, you have to remember what it's actually called.
Oh gosh. So as a paper, what about an origami animal? So you don't even need like an actual animal. That's a fun, unique thing. I'm so clever.
You really are.
Oh my gosh, you too.
Origami animal messenger. I really like that. It doesn't feel like enough for me.
No,
I want
definitely not enough.
It's because you're both needy.
Okay, so what if
Looking through spells.
ritualistic? You're looking for a spell that you could
Looking
give
through
your.
spells. No.
I think we have that.
What is magic mouth? I've never even heard of this spell.
You. That was Al's nickname in college, and it's also an ability that you can like basically leave like a voicemail with an object. So like leave a message behind and stuff like that. So
Now it just sounds dirty to me. I can't even.
oh, actually, I have a fun ability. What about we steal a little bit from the warlock's tool set?
You can't steal anything from them. They only have 2 spell slots.
Now, hang on. Please help me. I'm poor. What if we gave the Ravenclaw the ability to dismiss and summon their spellbook? Normally, a wizard has to carry their spellbook with them and stuff like that. But if the Ravenclaw was able to dismiss and summon at will, like Nyx copies his spells down into his spellbook, and it costs gold and money. But if you had a spectral one,
Oh, see, there's been all sorts of chat, and I was busy looking over on DDB. So, okay, so hi, Rainy. So, like a half version of comprehend languages, she suggested.
yeah, Rainey, I think that's a good idea, and I think that puts us on the right track. Thank you so much for talking in the chat, guys. Sorry
Are
that we
orange
missed
slices
that.
a short rest?
Orange slices are indeed a short rest. Hello,
Everything
Rainy.
is a short rest if you bribe your DM.
Yeah. Whoa, what? Rainy, how are your dice? Rainy Keys is a good friend of the channel, and she won a set of dice from us.
That's right.
Let us know if you've busted into those for a game and stuff like that. Rainy also had one of my favorite answers on today's question of the day in the Discord about what would you do if money was no object and you just had free time on your hands. And her answer was like, I would play D&D all the time.
Yeah.
My dice love me. We put
Yay.
so much extra love into those dice, Rainy. We're so glad that they're treating you well.
It's accurate. I watched
So,
them do it.
We did. It was weird.
It's a
So
whole ritual, song and dance.
it's a ritual.
We actually sacrificed a small child.
Wizard.
Don't tell them that.
Wizard spellbook.
Here we go.
Now it's on record.
Here's your little jumping frog.
Okay, this is.
That's really
Oh,
cute.
go tell Tracy she's awesome.
Oh my gosh, I'm
You're
awesome.
Okay, this is this so Raven? This is so Ravenclaw. It's just so Ravenclaw. It's something that on paper seems kind of boring, but on in practice it's way cool.
That's just so Ravenclaw. Something that just
what
on
if we
paper
gave-
sounds boring.
What if we gave him an extra cantrip? Like on paper, that's really boring, but like a wizard class that gets an extra
I'd
cantrip.
happily take an extra cantrip. Yes, and.
Okay, I think this is our. I think this is a solid Ravenclaw build. Ritualistic casting of Detect Magic and Identify. Every time they sacrifice a child, Indigo gains another year. What class is this?
She's writing a whole nother class over here.
Oh my gosh, I think we just stumbled into Slytherin chat. Rainy, thank you so much. I think it very good too. So we're gonna do this. Ritualistic casting on Detect Magic and Identify, 1 hour of study, and no material components. That's important for people like Hal, who's a good DM.
He remembers things like material components, and we're all like, "What? I need a what?"
They're really good for flavor. All right.
1 hour of study, the syntax syndrome, allows you to study a language for an hour and basically break it down into its basic syntax and
Get the
understand.
general gist.
Get the general gist. Origami animal messenger.
Chameleon class.
You're
We're
welcome.
not sacrificing a child.
Hi everybody,
Chameleon
welcome
class.
to our homebrew chameleon class.
God.
Last week we left off on the sacrifice of children and what they can do for you.
For you.
And you.
Oh. The wizard spellbook being able to be dismissed and summoned at will, and giving them an extra cantrip. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, does this wizard spellbook being dismissed and summoned, how in practical game, like, is that really helpful? Because, like, I've never played a wizard class. I've played with people who played wizard classes, and I don't remember them ever having whether or not they have this book with them be an issue.
It's an issue. I'm being very generous with Nixon, not having him take 10 to 15 minutes of our episodes where he buys paper and ink and copies down spells into the spell book so that he can access them. You've played sorcerers where the magic is in the blood, and druids where the magic comes from the earth.
Right.
But you've never had to be like the super studious.
But like, where would they? I mean, other than like, oops, I left my armor. Oops, I left my spell
Wow,
book.
so we have to go underwater. Let's dismiss the spellbook until we get back. Wow, there's a fire. Let's
Oh,
dismiss
like
it.
if you go underwater, it's not like a magic spell book that's resistant to water.
it
have to
costs
get in
$1,000 to $2,000 in gold to replace the spell book that you lost.
Oh, so like if you just jump in the water and your book isn't like resistant to,
Or somebody steals
water.
it. If somebody steals it, you are shit out of luck when it comes to magic.
and you've lost all your spells.
Yeah.
Are they in your head? Like you can write them back down?
No. Every day you wake up and in the morning you go, okay, I'm gonna study a little bit. I'm gonna cram. These are the ones that I have in my book. These are the ones that I'm gonna cram for that morning and be
Jeez.
like, okay.
So why do people play wizards?
Because they get a lot more spells. They get more spells than any class.
Any other class, because they pull from all the different ones because you're studying, you're taking time to write them in your book.
And then you can prepare new spells each day as a wizard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Audie said, if you steal my spell book, I will cut you.
I wasn't planning on it.
I might be now, though. What's
Now,
up?
yeah, I know that's
Out
the
of
thing is
spite.
now I'm torn
Oh,
because I'm
it's
like,
a
oh gosh,
challenge.
no, I don't ever want to do that. And I'm like, ooh, this is intriguing.
Hold my earrings. Hold my coin.
I'm gonna hold the coin. I'm gonna not spill this tea.
Hold my origami frog.
I'm gonna hold your origami frog. I love this little origami
Don't
frog.
croak.
It's cute.
All right, and an extra cantrip. I like this. I like our little Ravenclaw. group.
Yes.
Okay, so what else do we want to work on? Do we want to work on a magic spell? Or do we want to work on a subclass? What are we feeling?
I don't know.
Chat, you tell us.
Yeah, what do you want to work
We've
on?
had some pretty active
It's
chat
homebrew and
members.
brew with y'all.
With y'all.
Hufflepuff just
I
gets
totally want to do
stabby
an
if
episode
people
now
mess
where we're
with
like, hey y'all, welcome to Homebrew and Brew with y'all. Aw,
This
dang.
With
week's
y'all.
subclass,
With-
we're gonna
With
work
y'all.
on cowboys. They get one spell. It's fire.
Dag nabbit.
And they get only their wand. It's a gun.
I feel like Hufflepuffs just get stabby if people mess with their shit. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Hufflepuffs would get somewhat stabby.
They would probably get sad and everyone around them would get stabbed.
No, that's the thing is everybody like
Oh.
moves to defend them and stabs
What do they
people
get
for
for
them.
doing?
What do Ravenclaws get when they travel with a Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or a
Okay,
fellow
so it's
Slytherin?
like Slytherins and Hufflepuffs are like two of a kind. Does that mean
No,
that
they're just
like,
complimentary.
they are complementary? So does that mean that automatically like Ravenclaws and Gryffindors are more complementary?
No, I honestly feel like
No, because no one likes Gryffindor.
no one likes
They're
Gryffindor.
full of themselves.
I feel like
Oh,
They're like the
Gryffindor.
jocks.
okay. So how about this?
You got a single class. That's it. You don't get to. You don't get to
I will
multi-house.
turn
I
this
got
car
the
around.
left-right question at the end of the test.
We should talk about every weakness of the current Wonder villains. We should. No.
Wow, what an interesting thing. Thankfully, on Homebrew and Brew with You, we listen to you. So let's start.
So the Hufflepuffs have this thing where, like, if they're traveling with a Slytherin, a Ravenclaw, or a Gryffindor, they do the butterbeer tray. But the Hufflepuffs like to be around other people. I think the Ravenclaw one should be if you're traveling with another Ravenclaw.
Alright, I'm down for that.
Oh, it's great.
I would rather pair them up with that rather than like forcing them to pair up with a
they don't
Gryffindor.
really want to. Hufflepuffs talk too much, and
Okay, so what?
Slytherins are. I don't know.
So
I should probably
what are
stop
we-
talking now.
There you go. Good.
They're scary.
I'm gonna need more lights for all the shade. So we have the Ravenclaws. If a Ravenclaw,
Doors are just trying to upstage everybody and show off.
I'm wondering if we should do a dynamic with the two Ravenclaws trying to one up each other, like trying to be the smartest people in the room.
Trying to be?
If there are two Ravenclaws, they're trying to.
Oh, to be
Yes.
each be the smartest.
They're
yeah.
trying to fight each other.
Yes, it's true.
Everybody
So
else is
how do
gonna
we play with
pets.
that dynamic?
What house would Red Jack be in, and also how do you kill him?
Red Jack
You've
would.
been asked. Now you have to answer. Oh, I did put AMA on the little this. I have words tonight. I'm having trouble
That's why we got
writing.
acronyms.
Miss Audie, because you're being very active in the chat, Red Jack would be a Slytherin. And how do you kill him? You kill him like you would kill any other normal sort of being.
With fire and
With
necromancy.
fire and necromancy.
Oh, and Nitro is here. You're a Ravenclaw, right? He's a Ravenclaw, right? Yes.
Nitro.
I have another Ravenclaw.
Perfect.
I feel so lonely right now.
We're trying to.
Because there's no one here
I
beside
believe
you.
we have just established.
I'm all alone, excuse me. We're all.
I believe we have just established that Ravenclaws have no time
And Ravenclaws
for
stab
the
him.
chatty Hufflepuffs and the evil Slytherin.
Well, they could either fight with each other, or they could also. No, that's down. Never mind. Moving on.
Okay, so what I was thinking is.
He's not Ravenclaw. I'm all by myself again.
I'm thinking.
What are you? You're Slytherin, aren't you? He's Slytherin. I'm
Well,
sorry.
welcome to the team.
Slytherin.
We got Red Jack, apparently.
You too.
No, we can't have all like good ones. Yeah. There's got to be a bad one every now and then.
Okay, I would say. I would say once per day, you can have a test of wits with the other Ravenclaw.
Okay.
Test of wits, and it is it is Arcana versus Arcana. The winner of this battle, through verbal sort of like wordplay and through pushing themselves
And citing their sources.
and citing your sources, gets to copy one spell from the other spell book that they do not previously have. So they get to learn one spell that the other Ravenclaw doesn't have.
What if there are any spells that the Ravenclaw doesn't have?
Then they can work together and both just.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like, okay, so there's with the Hufflepuff thing, it's likely there's going to be at least one other of the same, like of a different class. Like that's likely to happen. It's less likely that there's going to be another Ravenclaw there,
Okay.
and then you've still only got a 50% chance of getting
then
this bonus.
what if we do this? When I think of Ravenclaw, even though she wasn't one,
Amy's a Ravenclaw.
I always think, hi, Gypsy Wolf. I always think of, it's Hermione. So I think of, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Like, what if you cast a spell, and if you're in the presence of a Ravenclaw, like, anytime you can have an enemy re-roll a DC.
Oh, you
saving
know what
throw.
we need to do? We need to look at...
Like almost like they're correcting you. Like, no, your arm movement should go like this. The somatic components go like this. It's almost like Ravenclaw's providing an Arcana luck point.
Yeah, what we need is we need to look into the meta magic table, and maybe give them a meta magic component based on something that makes sense for them.
Okay, but this is something for the other.
No. I know that's a sorcerer thing.
Okay.
But I'm thinking you can adapt an aspect of one of the meta magic feats.
Oh, like long distance? Or...
Yeah, because I was immediately thinking like distance or twin spell or whatever it is, but those don't work.
Okay.
But I wanted to look at the meta magic table.
It's distance. It's the careful spell.
Like to see which one kind of matches.
The careful spell works really well, I think, with that. Oh, the Yeti mic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeti
I was like
stuck.
pulling it up, going, I feel like
no.
we might have audio.
Did we lose?
So
Yeah.
That's not good.
it's really not.
No.
Do you want to
Wait.
pop over
Hang on. I'm going.
into the chat and see if it's just not recording or if we just don't have?
Here. We're moving. It's just. It's not letting me
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah. Amy said there's something wrong.
We've got visual.
We do have
We
visual.
just don't have audio.
Yeah, we lost our little Mikey. Freaking OBS.
Oh, you know what? Let me at least. Oh no, there's no mic on that, is there? I was gonna just pull up that mic.
I mean, we can just scream at it really loud.
And it's not letting me click on anything. Oh, Streamlabs, why do you make me
Do
cry?
we just want?
Oh, Miss Audie says she hears us.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Sometimes this
Glitter.
freezes up and it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, okay.
They can hear us. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
we're
we
good.
Wow, y'all just let us go on.
Oh, and now it's
for
just-
like for a
Oh,
while.
so the screen was like it was all frozen here, but see now it's going again.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It's just
Hi, Alka
Okay.
Bender. We are talking about Ravenclaw class and stuff like that. Oh, thanks, Audie.
You guys
So,
are the
okay, so I was
worst.
looking
Al's doing
in.
ASMR.
It's Alice MR, thank you.
Al.
Okay. So I think okay, careful spell makes sense for them. Distant and power, no.
Hi, guys.
Extended.
Once we hit 500 followers, we are going to do a very special episode for Indigo Chameleon. It's going to be called ALSMR. And Al is going to be doing nerdy ASMR.
Gypsy wants to hear that weird noise that they did at Starbucks. Apparently.
What is this?
I don't know. It's a thing that I do a lot.
It's a little disturbing.
Gotcha.
You don't like it?
It's weird.
It's very weird.
No one likes Gryffindor.
Okay, subtle spell.
The
Twin.
subtle spell would be interesting.
Subtle would honestly be the most useful of those, but I kind of feel like I want to justify subtle spell because I feel like it's way more useful.
Okay.
But I feel like for a Ravenclaw, careful spell makes the most sense for
Yes,
them.
but a Ravenclaw is going to have anti-charisma. Like,
Well, yeah, but you don't have to. Oh, but you
Equal
can
to their
change
intelligence
I'm just
modifier?
looking at the
Yeah.
meta magic as inspiration for what this is.
Yeah.
Like, when you cast a spell that forces other creatures to make a saving throw, you can protect some of those creatures from the spell's full force. To do so, you spend 1 sorcery point, choose the number of creatures up to your charisma modifier. But yeah, but I'm not talking about actually using the meta magic as written. I'm talking about using it as inspiration
I would
for an
say
ability.
once a day, just being in the presence of a Ravenclaw. No,
Really?
I'm gonna make you a shirt that says "No one likes Gryffindor," but when you shine a black light on it, it says "Con is a dumb stat."
That's all I've ever wanted, really.
Okay.
Yeah, but then he'd need 7 of them because he'd wear one every day of the week.
That's
and
true.
He'd need to
Well,
do
no, I
laundry
can't
at
wear
some
them to
point.
work, so
Oh,
I'd only
okay.
need 2.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna do. I like the careful spell, but I'm gonna make it an intelligence modifier equal to their intelligence modifier, and you can do it once a day.
Alcaboose Bender is a Griffin Puff. I don't think I've ever heard of a Griffin Puff.
I'm pretty.
I didn't know if it was possible to have a Griffin Puff.
I'm pretty dang close to a Griffin Puff. Maybe this is why Aquaboost Bender and I get along so well.
Maybe.
Because like I'm a Hufflepuff, like I'm all about finding stuff and hugging and let's go into the kitchen.
Stuff this afternoon.
I find stuff all the time. I found the other thing the other day, but I also would be like, you guys are my buddies, my buds,
But
my
that's
besties.
still Hufflepuff.
Yeah, but I would fight bad guys for you guys and jump in front of the big scary snake thing for you. I'm not gonna hide in the kitchen.
I feel like we all would do that.
Well, that's why
Because we're
he's the
all
chosen
awesome.
one, and you're Hermione, and I'm wrong.
Well, I am Hermione because I'm totally like the Ravenclaw that would have gotten sorted into Gryffindor.
And you're the chosen one because Harry Potter should have been Slytherin,
That's true. You're not
and
wrong.
he chose to be Gryffindor. So.
But does that mean that he would get sorted into Gryffindor?
Because I wouldn't choose to be Gryffindor.
Are you sure?
I am.
It's all there.
You
in
could do
your
great
head.
things in Gryffindor.
Those.
I could do better things than Slytherin. That's where the ambition comes in. Bye.
Bye.
Harry Potter was
Ladies and
amazing.
gentlemen, once we hit 500 followers, ASMR, nerdy ASMR video. It's gonna be great.
Alchemist Spender's like, because I rush into battle, but I bring snacks.
Like, guys, are we ready for this? Granola.
So true.
We're about to fight the biggest fight of our lives. Who would like a slice of pizza?
Oh my gosh, pizza loaf sounds so good right now.
I'm still on burrito. Please stop talking. Okay.
Do you guys want to see something actually terrible?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, continue talking. It's fine.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to discuss next? You are lovely, lovely people who are the you in a homebrew and brew with you. We could design a magic item. We could design a sorcerer subclass. I've kind of had an idea.
We could talk more about pizza loaf.
We could talk more about pizza loaf. Funny you should say that. I always thought it would be interesting to create not necessarily a wizard class, but oh my.
I did just post this link in the Discord, so if you
Oh, wow.
are in the
It's
Discord,
too
you can
much
go
bread
see
for me,
the
though.
gigantic pizza that is also Hot Pockets for crust.
It's beautiful, but I don't like the crust on pizza.
Alcaboose Bender,
they're Hot Pockets.
my bestest bud. We're designing a weapon.
What do we design?
And a kitten? What?
A kitten weapon.
Wait, because I rush into battle, but I bring snacks, Huffledore, and a kitten. Oh, you bring snacks and a kitten? Don't bring a kitten into battle. What are
We're
you
designing
doing?
a weapon.
He's got to have a
Don't do
familiar.
it.
Okay.
On the request of Alcaboose Bender. What sort of weapon are we designing?
He's a rogue.
I'm worried about the kitten now.
So something too heavy.
I don't see Legend Hillary watching. Should we design her a weapon for her birthday? A little barbarian badass weapon? Like she's already got the siege weapon, but let's design her something.
Shit. Can you guys
Oh
help
my
us?
god.
I'm just afraid it's really loud when I do that.
Alright,
'Cause it's
so
on the
guys,
table.
secret, don't tell her. We're designing a weapon for Legend Hillary for her big birthday that's coming up. We're doing this awesome one shot. You'll recognize some of the players in it. However, let's design her a cool birthday weapon.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's underneath that blue shirt, buddy. Where your elbow is. Where your elbow is. Lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Should be right there. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So what does she have in it? Does she have like a battle axe? What does she
No,
have?
she has the.
Do we not subclass her?
Here, I can look her up.
She's barbarian.
She berserker.
She's berserker, and she's got the siege weapon. That's like looks like a big stick with like the doorknob at the end of it. So she's got that, and maybe we give her like a sword. A sword doesn't feel like her.
Well, and she should have something close to what she's got because she shouldn't have to relearn a new weapon like.
No, and she won't have to.
In the,
And barbarians don't really wear armor.
They don't believe in it.
They don't believe. I don't believe in Beatles. I just believe in me. John said that. He was the walrus. I could
There
be the
she
walrus. I'd still have
is.
to bum rides off people.
I see her.
Okay. What do we make for her?
Okay, so right now, oh gosh, she has got a ton of weapons
She
here.
has
Look
a
at that.
bunch of weapons. The
What does
war,
she
the
tend to use? The
warhammer.
moon touch?
She uses the warhammer +1. She needs a ranged weapon. She needs like a spear or something like that, or something she can throw.
Okay.
Because she doesn't have any sort of distance, so we need like a version of a spear.
Ooh, spear or like javelins. Oh, maybe like the ones that we designed for Griff. Remember?
Oh, yeah, we didn't design
Well, we didn't
those,
design those,
but
but
he had the
like,
lightning-
or that
lightning
that were
javelins.
designed, or that we found for Griff, or that Griff, I don't know,
Yeah.
something happened.
Okay.
But we were, but something like that. Those lightning javelins that he had.
Lance or no, like a javelin. So what is Dull's aesthetic?
Purple.
Purple. Purple javelins. I love this. The purple javelins of
Javelin. Okay, I'm looking up javelins.
the unicorn glade.
Okay.
They are purple with glitter covering them.
Do you think Dull likes purple with glitter?
Absolutely.
Okay, just checking.
And instead of a point, it is the facsimile of a unicorn horn.
Okay. I got behind. Okay, weapon, pike, book hammer, quill crossbow, javelin, crawl, the glaive from crawl, mismatch.
Javelin quilt, the
It's
glaive.
a lot of one-word things.
Oh yeah, mismatch. Okay. I really like the crawl, the glaive from crawl. Mismatch. Okay. So I think instead of a point, we have the unicorn horn, or the facsimile of a unicorn horn. What special abilities would you give unicorn javelins? Javelins of the unicorn glade that are purple with glitter on them.
Well, there's the whole unicorn aspect of like depending on only a virgin can like touch a whatever, like a unicorn kind of thing, or interact.
Advantage on hitting virgins.
No, I wasn't going. Jeez, that's where we're going with it.
Yes, we are.
I was going for like
So
something
that-
bad happens if something other
Nope.
other than her touches
No,
it.
she has to throw it, and then everyone has to look over at me, and then I'm like, roll at advantage. And they're like, damn it, Jeremy. What? You're so old. I hadn't found someone to settle down with.
When
Saving myself
contact
for
is made,
marriage.
innocence takes over the enemy.
Oh, that would be interesting. Sort of like a calm emotions sort of thing. I like that.
Went in
Yeah.
a completely different direction.
They no longer want to fight. Oh, that's good. Look up calm emotions and see what the wisdom save for that is, or if
Don't talk to the person with the laptop. It's fine. I'll just stand there.
you know what. No.
See,
Please put your phone
That's
down.
fine.
Put your phone
No,
down.
I'm looking it up. Jeez, can you two just stop fighting for like 4 seconds?
I think it's a wisdom save.
L. Nope. L-M-E-M-O-T-I-O-N-S. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
It's D&D.
Okay,
Is it because
second level, 1 action, 60 feet.
20-foot radius?
Suppress strong emotions in a group of people, 20-foot radius sphere.
It's a charisma
Charisma
save.
saving throw.
Terrible and I hate it, but here we are.
Can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened.
It's a magical item. What do we want to make the DC on this? 17? 16?
Make it like 17. Let's be
17.
nice, especially because it's a birthday weapon.
Javelins of the unicorn glade are purple with glitter covering them, and purple with glitter covering. And instead of a point, you have the facsimile of a unicorn horn. You have advantage when thrown on hitting virgins, because the horn's natural magical energy is drawn to them. The creature then has to make a charisma save of DC 17.
When everybody walks in to set the table and you're like, you need to know if your character is a virgin or not.
She's not throwing them at PCs.
Well, no, I know, but still.
What if she rolls a critical fail and suddenly it flies at one of us?
Everyone stops and looks at each other. I was like, would all of you please private message me your character's sexual status?
I need to know the sexual history of your characters.
To wield it, you must have ridden a unicorn, but only if it was like a merry-go-round one. Okay. I really like this. I really like our javelins of the unicorn glade. The purple javelins of the unicorn glade. This is really cool. I like these. I like these a lot.
Aw, we have a weapon for
And
her.
then also just have advantage against doors because of who Dole is as a person.
Well, her
don't
thing has
care.
like triple siege damage.
Okay, and
She's not gonna throw a javelin
what
at
if
a
there's
door.
a chasm and we need to get to the door? Just do it.
Right now, she throws hand axes, and they're 1d6 plus 3.
Right.
That's what she can throw. She also has a javelin that's 1d6 plus 3.
Right.
So what is the...
I would say the javelin, we'll make it the javelin of the unicorn glade. The purple javelin of the unicorn glade. As a bonus action, you may recall the javelin by
Okay.
speaking its command word.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
What's
okay.
her damage on it?
You can do an extra 2d6?
Like
1d6?
2d6 plus 3 instead of the 1d6 plus 3?
And we could just give her a flat 2 to hit and damage.
Or do we make it like a plus 1 javelin?
Plus 2 to hit, and then just 2d6.
Do you want me to look up plus 1 javelins?
No, we'll give it a plus 2. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay.
Bonus action to recall. I honestly think that calm emotions thing is going to be such a huge fun storytelling aspect of it. Because I could totally see her poking one of you guys in the butt. Like, just be like, hey, calm down, please.
Now,
Please
does
calm
she
down.
get advantage on the
That's
calm
an attack.
emotions if they're a virgin?
No, because they're making the DC save.
Okay.
And it is pretty high.
And it is pretty high. And you won't know if it hits an advantage unless I private message you. Because even your character's sexual history is their business and not anyone else's. This is going to be really great.
But like, also, I'm playing a plant, so you can't not.
Were you pollinating a lot?
No. That's not how that. Never mind.
Okay.
We're not gonna get into
There's a whole
homebrewing.
sowing wild oats analogy going on here.
Oh,
too,
the
that-
last unicorn javelin.
Oh, that movie made me cry.
That movie made
so
a lot of people
much.
cry. I really like that. Okay, cool. I think, do we want to call it the last unicorn javelin or the purple?
No, because just saying that, for anybody who's seen that movie, they're going to immediately get sad just thinking of the javelin.
Okay.
That's how you calm them down
Once
by
a
making them sad.
day, they can throw it in the air and cause blindness as craft herpes falls to the ground around everyone. It doesn't recall. She just thrusts her hand down and the other arm up and yells, "Unicorns!" that appears in her hand.
It's a full-grown unicorn. A full actual unicorn.
Bonus action to summon. I will do the best of both worlds, Alcaboose and Nitro. It's a bonus action to summon by yelling "unicorn." The lance appears in her hand in a splash of purple glitter.
Can't say the G word in this house anymore. Glitter.
It's a 4-letter
I'm
word.
still finding glitter. Still finding it. Still.
Well, if Alcaboozer hadn't put it everywhere in the house originally, it's his fault. We wouldn't have this problem.
Glitter explosion and it appears.
So,
And then people are picking glitter out of their hair and off of their clothing for days.
a glitter explosion.
We're like, oh my gosh, the javelin. Can you just put down the javelin? There's glitter everywhere. Jeez.
We did really good. We've got a Hufflepuff. We've got a Ravenclaw. We've got a Javelin of the Unicorn Glade, a +2 Javelin. Yeah.
Yes, of course you found it in your shoes because it was all over your feet, and then your feet were all over the couch, and then of course it's in your shoes now.
And it's your fault now. You get to be blamed, not me. And not him.
Glitter? What?
I'm gonna wait for the
What are you
delays that
doing?
catches up.
What are you thinking?
I'm concerned.
Glitter Ranger?
Think of the Hunter's Mark. Think of the Hunter's Mark. I mean, we can't make it a rogue.
This sounds like something out of Trolls.
Like the Glitter Ranger.
I will
Get
get back
up
up again.
Unless you can think of another class that is glitter-centric. That we can work
Arcane
with.
Trickster. Bye.
We can't give a rogue glitter.
I disagree vehemently.
Make,
A trickster.
make your argument.
For what? Yeah.
Have you been in your house? You want to say that this glitter is not a trickster move?
It is.
It is, but not a rogue
The really
move.
fun part about this is I don't care. which class we do. But now he said argue with me, which is my favorite thing to do next to actually physically fighting.
Fight me. I will fight you.
We're gonna need to turn the cameras around.
I blame Indigo for not being there to adult. Make it a rogue. The glitter is a distraction. Ooh, okay. Glitter rogue.
It's true. I was not here to adult. I was out of the house and they glittered the house. So, but I was being an adult. I was being a responsible adult, supervising many, many children that are not mine.
I don't want to call it the glitter rogue. I wouldn't mind calling it the overdramatic rogue.
The glitter is a distraction technique.
The glitter is a distraction technique, but like an overdramatic, like almost a mixture, not like
Crafty rogue.
crafty rogue.
That's too good.
There it is. This is a subclass of rogue called the crafty.
You're welcome.
It so much.
All right, subclass of rogue called the crafty rogue. Rogue of 1,000 mirrors. No, they can have that. So what are some things we could associate? I want to get.
We've got to have some sort of a sticky glue, like
sticky glue,
Pocket glitter.
sticky glue, pocket glitter. Okay.
glue bombs. That's
wait.
nitro.
Glue bombs. I like it. What are some other things that we associate with crap?
Well, I mean,
disguise kits, right? Obviously.
They do have the button bowl of holding.
Disguise kits. Button bowl of holding. Bowl of holding. Yep, they do. What is something that we could do? We could
Glue cloud? Ooh. That's more like a glitter cloud.
instead of ball bearings, it's buttons. That's good. Sneak attack. What's something that we could do with the crafty rogue?
I'm trying to think through crafty things right now.
See, I'm stuck on mechanics, so.
Oh.
A crafty rogue might be interesting. Like once you hit them with a sneak attack, like I kind of like the inquisitive rogue, where you're able to sort of like deduce their movements and stuff like that. So,
So what are you thinking? Is there...
His brain's working really well right now, and then his brain's working really well, and my brain is going
glitter.
Clear.
I don't even have my phone with me.
Oh, you know what?
I don't, but I feel like you're gonna tell us.
What if the crafty rogue is really good at studying like the weak points, but like armor weak points, like
Okay.
That's
like
Can the crafty rogue have the mending cantrip?
yes, crafty rogue will have the mending cantrip.
Because that makes sense.
They would, but
Make it work. Used items around them to gain advantage in an attack.
designers make it work.
They get bonus to blending in at Hobby Lobby.
Only if they have the coupon.
It's very specific.
I want something like 3 successful sneak attacks, and you disable the armor of the opponent that you're fighting.
Then put it down. I feel like we get to do this if we want. Like I want then put it down. You can have what you want. This is how
This is just words that you're saying. You're willing this into being.
Indigogma! There should always be a consequence later for environmental damage.
Oh my gosh. Indigo Jima, we should have consulted you this whole time.
accosted by fairies.
Yeah.
I know she would know about a crafty rogue because I feel like she's in that class.
Yes.
Yes.
3 successful.
Hello,
sneak
Shadow
attacks.
Legion.
Hi, Shadow Legion. We are coming up with a rogue subclass called the Crafty Rogue that uses things like glitter, like a horn of glitter of rainbow dust. They can make any item out of 3 other items if they have knowledge of the...
They have knowledge of the what?
I would give them a craft check. Craft check to
Which is what your proficiency
plus
Intelligence, probably.
int.
int, because int you could use for detect traps and all that other stuff.
It really works better than any of the others.
Yeah. Craft check. I like craft checks. And Indigo Gmod, that's right. Oh, frick, the glue. There's actually a magical glue in Dungeons and Dragons.
There is.
Is it called magical glue?
No.
It is
Here,
really
I can-
stupid.
Universal glue or something like that.
Universal solvent is what you use.
Universal.
That's what you use to get it off.
Yeah.
Is it in 5e?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, I'll find it.
Sovereign glue.
Sovereign glue.
Oh, wow, you're really fast at this.
We've got to be able to use sovereign glue with the crafty rogue. Because that is one of the worst items I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, this could mess up a superhero.
Sovereign glue.
Yeah,
Here we
it's
go.
such a weird magical item.
Wondrous item legendary. This viscous milky white substance can form a permanent adhesive bond between any two objects. It must be stored in a jar or flask that's been coated inside with oil of slipperiness. When found, a container contains 1d6 plus 1 ounces. 1 ounce of the glue can cover a 1 foot square surface. The glue takes 1 minute to set. Once it has done so, the bond it creates can be broken only by the application of universal solvent or oil of etherealness or with a wish spell.
Yep.
This is not even a homebrew.
come with a
This
specific
sounds so homebrewed.
The item they ask for is never what they find, but whatever they do find will serve the purpose so well. Oh my gosh, that's a cool bag.
Need a pouch for the glue, thread, pliers, etc.
But
Oh, like an herbal pouch, but you need a crafty
yeah, but
pouch.
Alcabooze said
Like,
a bag where they never get what they ask for, but what they have will always work for what they're
Yes,
asking for.
the MacGyver bag.
The MacGyver, the Great Wizard MacGyver bag.
Like the artificer. Whatchamacallit? The thing the artificers have.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about the new one because it came out today.
No, but the old one. You're talking about the homebrew, not the homebrew, the Unearthed Arcana one.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this so much.
Happy Cloud attack similar to Sleep Spell, but you have to imitate Bob Ross. Bag of usefulness.
Kinda. The cloak of useful items too is another thing that I think a seamstress.
Oh, like
will
a
have.
cloak full of a ton of pockets.
I think it's a robe, isn't it?
It's a robe. The robe of useful items is the thing that Z had,
Oh,
where
I
he
was
could
going
like
to
pull off
useful.
and
I was just going with the thing that Z had. That was great.
The robe of useful items.
Is that an actual? I didn't
It
realize
is,
was an
but
actual
I
thing.
homebrewed items for it.
Got it.
But we could probably incorporate that as a glitter robe.
Robe of use.
Okay.
Item.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to collect my thoughts on. I know some of these are very cool, but the other ones I came up with like a cannon.
This is the robe of
and,
use
like,
items you got up right now.
My favorite item that I ever came up that I homebrewed for the robe of useful items is back when the kids were like littles. They used to watch this show called the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and every time they'd have something called the Mystery Mousecatool. It's like, we don't know what this is, but it's gonna help us later. So I gave one to my artificer. It was just like a random like question mark patch, and like didn't know what it did, but the DM could be like, cool, this is what it is. Like, yeah. Okay. I think we have the notes to help us come up with a fun, like I can prepare the idea of a glitter rogue, a crafty rogue. The glitter, the pocket glitter, we can use. That's already a spell that exists. Sticky glue bombs and proficiency with disguise kit. The button bowl of holding. Sneak attack. Maybe sneak attack. All I have right now is 3 successful attacks, and you can like loose their armor a little bit. But I don't know if that's.
I mean, you get all that bonus damage, and as a higher level rogue, you get a lot of bonus damage.
You too.
So like, I don't think it needs anything else.
It doesn't need anything else.
Adjustments.
But craft check to be able to make things, make it work. Finding items there. It's almost like a factor of tavern brawler, like improvised weaponry and stuff like that. And then the bag of useful items, kinda, and maybe like a robe of useful items. You're creating patches and things of that stuff. The Bob Ross thing, the whole, like, the painter thing, I think it works great, but I think we can make that its own bardic subclass.
Yeah, I feel like
Bardic painter.
Bard Ross.
Bob Ross is more of a bard. It's true.
Bard Ross.
Bard Ross.
Okay, so the next homebrew and brew with you, we will finalize our crafty rogue. Thank you so much for everybody that submitted ideas. We will also, I think we'll work on the Bard Ross. We'll work on our Bard Ross painter. And at some point, I think we're going to have to start the episode with coming up with the Slytherin subclass of Wizard. Yeah. Which is going to be interesting. If you two don't mind coming back, you live here, and Indigo, we'd love to have you back as well.
Oh.
So,
confused. Why do you confuse me?
Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us this evening. We had a real quick episode, but we are going to. Can we try rating a channel? Since we have we've got some people with us.
Yes, and sometimes I'm even successful at doing that.
If you are successful at doing it, if we have any of our sort of, maybe we can send some people over to Call Sign.
Yeah. You talk while I try to remember how to do that again.
Yes. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. We're actually gonna go see if we can figure out how to rate. Oh yeah, of course. Thank you for tuning in, Shadow. We really appreciate it. And this is one of the most interactive shows that we do here on the channel, where we're able to sort of like talk with you guys and hang out and sort of nerd out about this. Gryffindor will happen when Al and Indigo are doing something else that day, so that you can come over and you and I will Gryffindor it up a little bit and figure out.
Someone has to be here to temper your nonsense, so I'll be here.
Why do you feel like Gryffindor is nonsense?
I didn't.
Nonsense.
I said that y'all.
No,
would be
our
nonsense.
nonsense. He's saying that we are nonsense.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. We don't need to.
No, it's okay. Like I just haven't done this in a while, and I've forgotten.
There you go. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said before, too, tomorrow's stream is going to be. Tomorrow's stream is not happening. The Crab Truckers 2 Electric Boogaloo Trucking Through Time. We're gonna hold off on that one, and we'll get something going there soon. And Sunday, tune in for some Firefly. If you are a big Firefly fan, we're gonna do episode 2 of the Fandemonium series. So tune in, and I'm sure it'll go well. And that's another sort of audience participation, super active. Like fun game. So all of that being said, thank you guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna raid our good buddy Call Sign Scarecrow. So in just a second, if you are still in the cat, I like how people remember when you remind them how to do it. Yeah. So stay in the chat. In just a second, we're gonna go visit Call Sign Scarecrow, and I want everybody to type in if you have access to it. If you're a subscriber, if not, show Call Sign some love. But we're gonna type in our little karma with the heart to show him some love. So yeah. We're rating Call Sign, so stay with us, guys.
Let's go, and bye.
Oh, it's like it gives you a little 5-second countdown.
Yeah. Oh, it does. It does.
Thank you, viewers. Stay with us. We're gonna go raid.
Right. We're gonna go raid now. Bye bye.